Oh, hello everybody. It's just me, Dusty Circuit here, and welcome to Player of the Month on ACO.
Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to our what month is this? September. Yeah, month number 212 of this year. So welcome to our September Player of the Month. Baby's trying to get in. Come on, baby. Come on. So thanks for being here. And like I said a few minutes ago, Navy's here. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm going to be doing some talking. I've got some areas of some stuff I'd like to go over. But we will do Player of the Month first and go ahead and honor this month's winner for that. So for you newer players, that this is your first Player of the Month, the way this works is unlike AC, where the admins and senior helpers pick who the player of the week is, here are the community votes. And you guys, always do that. You take the poll, you go ahead and put who you like. Oftentimes, there's a lot of really nice comments that go with the person you choose, which I do tend to try to share those. And starting next month, we will have something in place to where we can actually honor multiple players. One player alone will stand out as the player of the month. But what we'll do is have an opportunity that you can actually honor someone, and we'll call it honoring them, saying something like, this particular, on this day, I noticed Just Whiskers really helped me out with this, and he went above and beyond, and I really appreciate that. Something like that. So it'll be not necessarily where everyone would vote for that player to get Player of the Month because not everyone saw what happened. But it's like an honorable mention, and that's why we're going to honor them. And so I'll have an area set up at Spawn that you can actually put a book in, and that way, come Player of the Month next month, we will of course do what we usually do with honoring who is the player of the month, but we'll also take a few minutes and kind of honor a few other players. There's so many players right now, and getting player of the month is 12 players a year. It's not very many, and a lot of good happens, like a lot of good on the server that I see it watching console, I see it being in the game, I see it when I'm in Vanish doing mod recs, I hear it in these calls, and you guys are all honestly amazing. If it was up to me, like, I'd be doing player of the month to like 10 different players every month. So it's actually partly why I do not vote. Some of you guys already know that, but I do not vote. If there is a tie, I go to AF and I have him be, or if Alyssa's, active, she's the other one. But I'm a little biased because I literally would vote for each of you, and I would, I'd have to cancel myself out doing that. So, anyways, that's how this works. And then we always kind of tie in player of the month with a little bit of a meeting just to kind of go over some server stuff. If there's something like that we need to vote on, like we do today, things like that. And then, of course, talk about some positive upcoming events. Like, for instance, I'll be talking about the upcoming ACO Survival Games that will be on the 26th of this month. So we actually have a date set for that. It's happening. You guys start training, get your whole battle skills, and your what movie was that from, guys? We said not
Star
Mockingbird.
Wars,
No, not Star Wars.
The Hunger
Oh,
Games.
thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. The Hunger Games, kind of a Hunger Games feel. Thank you guys all saying it in chat. It's similar to like Hunger Games. Anyone that participates will be put into a spot. You know what? Let me just get through some other stuff. I'll go over this at the end, okay? All right, so we're gonna first do player of the month. This player, it was actually close. We had a tie. We had a tie. Actually, it was a tie up until the last couple votes. So for this month, the player that was nominated, and I should mention this player is nominated pretty much every single month, always gets a lot of votes. But this month they did get enough that actually kind of took them over to win it. And this is a player that has won it before. This player does so much on the server for you guys. Half of it you don't even know about. The other half you do, and you always show appreciation. But it's if I could please have Miss Dreamberry come on up. Come on up, Riley. Like I said, I don't vote. I never vote. But a lot of the stuff that you guys do see, for instance, the portal rooms, all those event rooms that got made, leader, she is our event coordinator, but at the same time, we have teams at work. And she did take a little bit of a break the month before. but she's back to kind of getting your guys' stuff together and getting it going. And a huge congrats to Riley. I see everything she does. I'm extremely proud of her, but at the same time, I know you guys only see about half of it. And it's great to see you guys show that appreciation. And Riley, later, I will share with you some of the comments that were said about you because they were extremely positive and uplifting. So thank you guys for that. And thank you for Riley. If you want to come, let me see here. I had grabbed one of your heads and then I saw you change your skin. So here we go. If you want to stand right there, we'll get a picture. Thank you. And I'll take another one in a little bit after I do the official signs. But yeah, so congratulations to Riley, or sorry, Dreamberry. And, maybe we should let Dream know that you got Player of the Month and we'll see if we can get him over here. But anyway, so congratulations. Yeah, she's Riley to me too, but yeah. All right. So, okay. So moving along here, like I said, I do have a few things that I'd like to go over, stuff that has come up lately that just kind of needs to be addressed. We are growing. You guys know that. We celebrated 100 members. What was that in June, I think? Now we're up to like 127 or 128. The month before that, we celebrated 75. 127. Okay, we're growing, guys. And with that comes changing. And with that comes a lot of new players, new ideas, new things like that. And so it's kind of important we have these meetings just to kind of get everyone on the same page. The new players, you guys some of you have heard me give the tour. I do a very in-depth tour talking about the do's, the don'ts. The Discord rules alone are a lot because we do so much to keep our server safe and to keep everyone feeling safe and comfortable here. ACO is, I always kind of say it as like a bubble, right? We have our IRL stuff and it's not always good. Sometimes it's really hard. But this is a bubble. We don't have viruses here. We don't have racism here. We don't have any kind of homophobia or anything like that here. This is a safe area, right? We work very hard to keep that. Now, one area that's a little lacking right now is the voice calls. I talked about this recently. I made an announcement about it. But I'm coming to you guys one more time and I'm saying we really need to be careful what is said. I've had some reports lately. AF got some reports lately because I was out the last few days, as you guys know, about inappropriate talk, things that are just not okay that make players feel uncomfortable. And you guys know that. I'm going to go over it real quickly one more time. No politics, none. Don't even bring it up. Don't bring it up and then just say, oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to bring it up. That doesn't work. Just don't bring it up. No political talk at all. The second is no religious talk. I got told of some religious kind of slurs, which were not, I don't think, meant to be in a negative way, but just more this player was upset and saying some things. Yes, that is absolutely political, mod. No talking about being registered to vote. Registered to vote. Why else would you be talking about being registered to vote if it wasn't political? We're not talking about voting on cereal of the month. So no, just don't. Okay, so like I said, religion is the other side. So just no religious stuff at all. The other thing is sexual talk, and that doesn't mean sexual orientation. You can definitely talk about your sexual orientation, things that go with that. But I'm talking about things like sexual innuendos, jokes, inappropriate jokes. I understand there was a talk yesterday regarding a dance, things like that actually did make quite a few people in the call very uncomfortable. Those things cannot happen. Like I said, we are a safe place. And this is, for some of us, the only safe place we have in our lives, meaning the only comfortable place that we can be ourselves and actually talk in a voice chat, because anxiety keeps us from doing that in other areas. These are our friends. These are people that we respect. And we don't want anyone feeling like someone is not the person they thought they were because of something inappropriate they're talking about. We want everyone to feel comfortable. Okay, that's what ACO is about. It's the core of what we're about. So please, I'm telling you, no more. If you hear something, be the person that says, guys, we're not supposed to talk about this. It needs to stop. I know some of you have. I watched Console yesterday reading some of you discussing about what was being said and how you guys keep asking people to stop, but they're not stopping. I hear that. I see that. So thank you to those that are doing that. But remember, guys, this is your ACO too. So don't just rely on me or rely on, AF or someone to say something. Take this back yourselves and say, guys, this is not okay. We are not to talk about that. And that is in any of those areas. Other, of course, areas are things controversial like coronavirus or, anti-vaxxing, anything like that. Again, those are areas that just do not get discussed. If you hear someone talk about it, let them know, hey, I'm sorry. And it might be a newer player that just isn't aware. And just let them know, hey, this is not okay. We do not discuss this. If they continue, let me know. Let somebody know, okay? And a lot of you do, and I really appreciate that. Unfortunately, right now, I'm not able to be in voice much. Yesterday alone, I was on AF added up the times. I was in 9 hours of IRL phone calls. IRL. I do not like to talk on the phone. If you need to talk to me, message me, text me person. So it's extremely draining for me. And it's hard for me to come out of these calls and then see what's happening. And it's like, guys, just please, if there was ever a time to do things right and to be how you're supposed to be here, please do it. So I'm asking you from me. I'm asking you for the other players. It's not just me, but it's for the other players. All right. So now so everyone understand voice calls. These areas are just, they're no-goes. It's not open for interpretation. Innuendos, things like that have to just stop. You might think it's funny, and don't get me wrong. There's been times that I've had to mute my mic because I've had to giggle. And then I have to say, guys, we do not talk about that. Yes, some of the stuff is very funny, and I'm the first to say that, but it's also not appropriate. So do what you have to do to stop those conversations, okay? Everyone, there's no way to do a thumbs up, but you guys all understand. Can you just say yes in chat? Okay. All right, so kind of moving on. Like I said, we kind of have a few big ones to talk about today. I don't like to have all these talks, but it is important because we're family, we're a community. And as you guys know, the biggest thing you can have in any kind of a relationship is communication, right? It's the key. It's truly what makes things make or break. And so the more we can be open and talk to each other about things, I think the better we'll be. All right, so moving on. Idea channel. All right. So I've been noticing, and it's not just been the last week or two, it's kind of been ongoing. The idea channel has gone from, someone suggesting something simple like an event to now players are suggesting real big changes to the server, meaning to like the core of what we're about, which we are a survival hard server. So there's a couple things with this. Number one, I want to say from here on out, starting today, if you have an idea that you want to put in the idea channel, it can be a small little idea, it can be a very large idea, doesn't matter. Put it in there. That is your idea, okay? From here on out, I want no conversations going with that idea. So let's say, I'm just going to give an example. I'm big on examples. Let's say Ryberry says, I would love to see, what's something, guys, that could be, what's a plugin or something out there we don't have? Toilets. I would love to see toilets be implemented. Okay. There's a mod that does it, whatever. And then let's say Nin's like, no, we don't need toilets. Are you crazy? This server's not about that. What happened now is we have a conversation that's happening. And this has been happening a lot in Ideas Channel. Players are not always the nicest about that. I've seen stuff that I have very much felt was someone saying your idea is not good, questioning why would you say that, things like that. And it's very hurtful. It makes that person feel like their idea or their opinion is not valid. And that's not how this works. If you have an idea and Riley is very determined to have toilets on ACO, that's fine. That is for her to say that we have that idea. Now, what happens is when you guys submit an idea in the ideas channel, we look at it, admins look, and we'll look at it and say, you know what? This is just not going to work. This goes against what ACO is about. It's not needed. It's really not vanilla to have toilets. You can just sit in a cauldron like everybody else does, with your piece of wool in your hand that looks like TP, you'll be fine. Okay. We can say that. Now, let's say we go, you know what? maybe we do need toilets. And so what we would say is AF and I will sit and go, you know what? We are okay with this idea, but because it's not quite the most vanilla, we're going to bring it to the players and let you guys have a say in it. Okay. So then we do what we're doing today, which I will be in a little bit here talking about the /lay plugin. And I will come to you and say, guys, what would you like to do? Do you want to see us have toilets on the server? This is where you guys get to say, yes, I do. Or, you know what? No, toilets are not vanilla and I do not want toilets. Okay. This is where you guys have your say in that. Now, if it's something that's like, you know what? Oh my gosh, toilets on the server. Why didn't we think of that? AF and I might go, yeah, and we instantly approve it and do it. That has happened. We just actually are doing one right now. Someone brought up the idea, and I'm not bringing names up on things, but you guys will know who it is. But someone brought up the idea of having the AFK show up in tab. We love that idea. We have no problem with that. It's going to happen. It's done. So give it a day or two. You guys will be able to see AFK in the tab. So we do approve things. There's been times you guys have said like, hey, the channel is bothering me because this channel is below this channel. It needs to be above this channel. What do? I go fix it. It's not a big deal. I do changes like that all the time when you guys are when you guys need things, little things like that done. New channel, you guys will ask for a new channel and say, hey, it'd be great if we had a movie TV channel. I'm waiting on that one right now. I want to make that. I just need to, if I keep seeing talk more about movies and, if the off topic channel is, definitely like, getting a ton of movies and a ton of other stuff going, of course, I'm going to approve that. You guys will get your channel. The way you guys get your channels is, and this is not new news, you guys know this, if there's enough need for it, you get it. That's how that works. So things like that. So anyway, really there's an actual toilet plugin? Oh my gosh. I made that up. All right.
Toilet paper included.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But you see my point, right? Okay. So from here on out, starting today, if you have an idea, put it in the channel. If you do not agree with that person's idea, that's nice. That's your opinion. It doesn't belong there. You were not the one to suggest it. You're not going to influence me on it. You're not going to influence AF on it by talking about it. We're big people. We're grown-ups. We're going to investigate it. We're going to research it. Sometimes we have to look at things like, how is this going to work for ACO? How is this going to work with our version of paper? How is this going to work with our version of Minecraft? There's a lot of things that we look at before we just say yes or no. If it's something, yes, like I said, that of course, like, the AFK, absolutely. If it's something that's like, hey, we would like the vanilla, you guys are, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but the portals needing to say vanilla, the answer is no. And that's just end of subject. How many of these things actually make it to you guys where you get to vote? Maybe like 10% of stuff. So that tells you we take care of it. We look at what is possible, what's not possible, and also we look at how is this going to affect ACO as a whole. Okay, so everyone understand, I need a yes from all of you guys. You understand that from now on, if you don't agree with someone else's idea, that's great, but that stays with you in your head. You don't talk about it in voice calls. You don't go, oh, I can't believe Ryberry asked for toilets. Like, is she crazy? None of that. And I say this because I have literally seen some of you do that. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Not the toilet mob, but I've seen you guys do it with other things. If someone's idea is just completely out there and ridiculous, that's okay. It's completely fine. Is it going to make it anywhere with me and AF? Nope. That's okay. But it's their idea. We don't want anyone to feel bad about their idea because to them, it might have been something that they thought was a cool idea. It might have been something that was important. Okay. You guys all good on that? Everyone understands that? All right, so staying with this kind of the idea theme is I want to really address this, and this is really, really, really important, guys. During the other night, Jakey had brought up the /lay and talked about it. That led into a talk regarding Dr. Who Dude about portals. And it kind of led into not a very nice talk. And I told you guys I'd be talking about that today, and here I am. One of the things that we really need was Player them out announced multiple times, multiple times. I literally pinged everyone, and it's in the Happening Today channel, and it's in the channel. Yeah, it was announced. So, I'm so sorry. I apologize. You mean who won it? I'm sorry. Who won it was Ryberry, and I can catch you up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm like, yes, it was announced. By the way, really quickly, you guys all know we have a new channel called Happening Today. You guys have all seen it. This was at the suggestion of actually a couple players that really wanted to find a way to easily streamline, if they only have a moment to look at Discord, what is happening today. And so it's a great way for me to put in things like, hey guys, we're going to have a wither fight, or hey guys, reminder, we have an event today. Sometimes I will put something in for the night before, because obviously with time zones, what is, 5 p.m. for me, if I say something's tomorrow, it's already tomorrow for somebody else. So you will occasionally see me put in something like, reminder, tomorrow's player of the month. I might put that in the day before, but I'll make sure to note the date and stuff. Giving you guys fly, I wanted to give you a heads up on when that would be turned on. So I give you a little heads up. For the most part, though, it's what's happening today. So it's really important, you guys, if you don't look at any other channels, you don't look at ACO Talk, you don't look at anything else, try to look at that channel, because if something important is going on, or something needs to be said, or we go down something, it's going to be in that channel. Okay. Going back, hold on, Mod, if you can wait. Let me just like I said, I've got some stuff I want to get through. And then after that, you can say something. All right, so going back to the portal thing, that brought up that night, came across to both myself and AF as a lot of what we would call entitlement. Somewhere, some things were said that made it sound very much like, well, we have a say in this, and we want this, and this is what we're going to do. I've even heard recently people saying things like, I'm going to protest to get this done. I'm going to protest to get this plugin. I'm going to stage a coup, things like that. This is our server. And, this is a community ran server. And because of it, we demand these things. And yes, we're community ran. Oh, no, I've heard this stuff. This is stuff I've been hearing. We are community ran, meaning that we help make decisions for the community as a whole to better the server, to better the experience that each player has. But that is a fine line of it being Autism Father's server. This is Autism Father's server. We are not all shareholders. You do not have a percentage of this. I don't have a percentage of this. This is his. And one of the things that we have to remember is we are a survival hard server. That is what we are. And that is the core of what ACO is. We have players here that play only here because it's what they love. They do not like the way AC is because of all the mods. I personally am one of those. I choose to play over here because of that. I don't like lock chests. I don't like protections. I don't like any of that. I want to play a similar style as I'm here as I play on my single player. And that's one of the things that we are. When I have a new player, one of the things I often say is we are a lot like a single player hard world in a community setting. So you get to play that style of play that a lot of us really enjoy playing. But at the same time, we have friends, we have family members. I can go and visit Martin M. I can go and visit Magic Boy. I can go hang out with Millie. I can do these things because of a few plugins. A few meaning and so it's like I'm able to still do these things while we are here together playing in this style that this server is about. Now, it just got brought up. Yeah, but we pay to play here. Yes, we do. We pay to play on a hard survival vanilla server. If that is not your style of play, don't play here. And I say that like really sad to have to say that, because of the fact that this is our style. You would not go to Hypixel and want them to play differently. You would not go to another server and say, oh, I love this, but if I'm gonna pay to play here, I demand that we have these portals and we have these things. You pay to play the server because Autcrafter is free. You guys all know that. That is the main server. Autcrafter is free, but guess what? There's bills. There's bills that go with, we just had to upgrade our hard drive. You guys saw we were down, right? There's bills, got a new hard drive. There's things that cost. We have monthly costs. Yes, we have monthly that's how big we've grown, Mod, that fast. Yes. And we do these things so we don't lose worlds, by the way. That was a preventative measure, so that we didn't have an issue. That's why we had to go down. Because we don't want a chance having a corruption of something. So these maintenance, these fees, the protection, the DDS protect, all of this stuff costs money, and that's why I pay to play. You guys already know that. But anyways, okay, so we are ACO. We are known for being survival. We're known for being the hard server. Some members do not play here because of that. They've joined and they just don't like that when they die, they rage, they lose their stuff. Other players like me and you, a lot of you, it's actually what we prefer. Okay. So I'm saying all this because it's really important to remember that when AF says, or I say, no, we're not doing this, or we need this to stay how it is, or we need this to stay like this, it's not because we're not listening. It's not sorry, my monitor shut off. It's not because we're not listening. It's not because we're just not trying to be agreeable. It's because these suggestions are really changing how ACO is. And we try our hardest. We are about, what I like to say, 90% vanilla. I think AF says a little bit more than that. We're like more like 95% vanilla. The few plugins that we have are only here to better the experience of the player. The sleep plugin, for those of you that played prior to about a year ago, we did not have the sleep plugin. I guess maybe it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Dusty might.
that was fun.
Yeah, so literally we were dying in the night due to phantoms. It was hard, and we talked to AF. We did it the correct way. We went to him with this problem and said, look, we have new players that are dying over this. We have players that are dying over this. We have, and when we only had 3 or 4 players at a time, it was not a big deal. As we grew, it became a need, and AF recognized that, and he applied it for us, just as he has done for some of our other plugins. Now, when I came back, and I think Telly was the one that really started pushing for it, was it was to get the SIP plugin. Now, is it SIP plugin vanilla? No. But is it something that AF bended on because of the fact that we had asked correctly for so long of a period, and it really is kind of a fun plugin that really does not affect gameplay? Yeah, we did. He did decide to do it. The tree plugin as well. Players have been asking for that plugin literally for years. The reason that he was okay with it after a little bit was things like not having, it's not fun when you're walking around and you see half trees are half missing, things like that. We have a lot more players now. We do a lot of community builds that we do have to gather resources for. It really helps with things like that as well. So AF was okay with that. That was a big bend on his part. The whole bend but not break. Okay, this is that. I need you guys to do the same thing. So we need to remember that, okay? Because those comments and stuff that was said the other day was pretty hurtful. Like I said, this is not, we are here. We take ownership as the server, as a community, but no, you're fine then. You guys don't need to apologize. It's just, like I said, this is again, remember, communication, right? This is a learning experience. And this is why we are all talking about it, because again, it's a communication thing. We're trying to teach you guys, when you want something, there's ways to do it. There's ways to go through appropriate channels and ask and talk to us. Literally say, Blue, AF, can I talk to you? Because I really like this idea of this plugin, and I don't understand why you don't want to do it. Saying you demand it, saying that the players will vote, and if they all vote, it will happen because that's what we decided. That's hurtful. It's really not nice to say things like that to someone that has done so much for you guys. And I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about AF. So, all right. Does anyone have any specific questions regarding that? Because I just want to make sure there's nothing unclear. It doesn't mean let's say, some of the things, when I say we are community ran, we run our events, we run our player of the months, we run, it's like, oh, we need new player shulkers. Okay, let's do that. The sleep plugin was really needed. Let's do that. If you guys think of things that help the server, you're able to do that. It's not AC. The admins do everything there. You guys know that. Here, it's about the players. It's about, we need a mall. Let's work together and build a mall. We need another hub. let's work together and build a Netherhub. This is all stuff we have done, and that is being part of the community, and that's being community ran. But it doesn't mean that one or two people, which really right now, one or two people really feel they're entitled to make these changes, and that if we all decide we're going to stage a protest, if not, that's not okay. All right, so what's your questions? I know a few of you had questions on that.
The Happening Today channel, what I suggest doing is keeping all notifications on for that in
I
the
would
Discord.
like you guys to have notifications on for that channel. I'm not going to put hi, how are you guys in there. It's very much if I type in there, it's because it's something you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else
Yeah.
have questions about what I just said though? Like,
I have a question about the ideas channel.
okay.
There was I know that I get what you said about not having any negative talk when it comes to player ideas, but if suppose somebody actually likes your idea, are you allowed to like say that you like
No.
it in there, or
No.
just give it a thumbs up?
Just give it a thumbs up. Yep. You can use reactions. Don't spell words out in reactions on it, because that's literally the same as, trying to talk about it. If you love the idea, give it a thumbs up, give it a heart or something. If you don't like the idea, keep that to yourself. Don't do a thumbs down. Don't do a frowny face. You have no right to do that, because that's not what this is about. This is that person's idea. If you want to like it, go for it. Like it, but even the problem with saying, yeah, you can't even like, let's say you, and it sounds like what you're saying is, can I put, that's a great idea, I would love to see this on ACO. Don't. And the reason why is that's going to open up a conversation, because then then another person who doesn't agree with it is going to feel like, well, then now I have the right to say I don't want that. And you're right, that person has that right in their head. It's not to be said out loud, because guess what? There's like a 90% chance that would never make it to actually being real. If it's something that, AF and I feel like maybe we'll come to you at a player of the month and you'll get an opportunity to say, you know what? I'm really strongly against that, and this is why. You will have your chance to say something if you don't agree, if it gets that far. Chances are it's not going to get that far. So, suggest it all. You know what's going to happen, Spacey. So, all right. Anyone else have a very just do a mod rec by that hole. I can take care of that if you want. All right. So, anyone else have anything regarding, like I said, us understanding what we mean by community ran versus, I have the right to make big changes to the server. And that's really kind of, no, you will not get a spot like that at Player of the Month. Because again, like I said, it's one thing to have suggestions and ideas and stuff, but if AF says no, it just has to be
Another hole
respected.
now.
Okay, guys, don't destroy the Player of the Month building,
Well,
please.
no one should be able to, should they?
I don't know how they shouldn't be able
There's
to.
there's two holes.
Yeah.
They just keep
So
appearing.
yeah, whoever is the one doing, someone probably has permission still here. I did it. I didn't even go over there though.
Yeah.
Is it Navy? No, Navy's sleeping. All right. Well, I will fix them when this is over. But okay, so real quickly, that kind of leads into my next thing. Again, I feel like we do this every single month, but again, guys, the Netherhub is a community space. It is all of ours. It's like our home. And I would be very upset if, I went out of town for a weekend and came back and someone redecorated the house because my roommate decided they liked this better when we had all together decided on this. So things like that, little things like the flowers, or I guess they're now the little mushrooms, but things like that. Just if you knock it and you break it on accident, that's okay. When I look at Core Protect on that, I see that thing, those get broken at least 3-4 times a day. Honestly, they get broken a lot. So if it happens, no big deal. Fix it, put it back, not a worries. If you didn't know what was in it, because let's say it went into your inventory and you're not sure, just ask someone, or do a mod rec right then and there and leave it empty and say, hey, I broke this, I put the vase or the pot back, but I don't know what was in there. No worries. I will happily fix that. Okay. If a block is missing, either just fix it yourself really quickly or do a mod rec and I can see who broke it. If we're having a lot of things, like for some reason every single day this block is broken, yeah, let me know, because it might be someone thinking it's funny. It might be someone, I don't know, trying to be low-key a troll. I'm not sure. So it's just better for me to take a look at that. Are you guys tired of the mushrooms? You ready for something new? Do we want to get rid of the pots altogether? I know it really bothers a lot of you that people do that. We will be changing to Halloween themed colors, but not until the 1st of October. But do we want to do do you guys still want those pots there?
I was thinking orange and orange flowers and weather roses
Yep,
to get in the.
Yep, it'll be orange and black was kind of my thought. The orange and black across the cactus.
Oh, we need the dead bushes.
That sounds like a Christmas thing. No, I'm just kidding. For Christmas, we'll probably just do a spruce little tree in there. But anyways, all right. Well, we can talk about that. That's something that can be talked about. I can suggest something and see what you guys think. Let's keep going really quick though, because I just kind of want to get done with this. Slash lay. All right. So Jakey, I brought up, slash lay. We do have slash sit. We do have slash lay available. It's already enabled, but we don't. Well, I shouldn't say it's enabled. It's already it's set up to go. We don't have it enabled. But do you want and this again, it's something, the reason we're bringing it to you is because it's not vanilla, obviously, but it is one of those little areas that AF does not mind that we have these little things like slash sit, slash lay. But again, like I said, the tree plugin did rise a little controversy with some of our more strictly vanilla players not liking it. And so because of that, we're coming to you and saying, what do you guys think? Do you guys want slash lay?
What does it actually do?
I'll show you. There. That's slash lay. You will be able to basically lay anywhere you want, just like you're able to sit anywhere you want.
Hey,
Like,
Blue.
why is it always
That's good. Yes.
Yes.
Blue.
why is there always
Yes.
house underground?
Tanner brought up a little bit of a question here.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to answer it. He asks, "What are we going to talk about the limits?" And I asked
About
him
what?
about limits. I asked him what he meant by that and about farm limits.
Well, all farm stuff goes through the farm team. So are you wondering how many? I don't understand limits and farm. What do you mean specifically?
Tanner, he's wanting to know about the limits as far as building farms and all that.
That's got it. There really is. You can only have so much in one area, and that would be again for the farm team to talk to you about. But there's not you're not limited to only having 5 farms and only 5 farms. It's really how many. It really depends on where you want to build them, if they're spread out, if they're not near each other, things like that. But again, that's 100% farm team talk, not me. I'm on the farm team, but it's you need to propose that to the farm team. You can even ping them and over in the farm. Make sure you guys from here on out, all farms questions, don't put them in ACO Talk, don't put them in Off Topic, put them in the farms suggestion talk channel and ping the farm team and say, hey, is there a time that somebody from the farm team can talk to me about this, and maybe go into a call with them and let them know that. And that's for any of you guys that have questions about farms. You just ping the farm team and say, hey, I don't know if I'm allowed to make this. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. How many of these can I have? Things like that. So does that answer your question without answering? Does that answer your question without answering your question? Hopefully that makes sense to Tanner.
Blue, I have a question.
Okay.
He says
I know
it does. It does answer his question.
Okay, perfect.
I know
All right,
we're doing the lay thing, but I noticed there was a swim thing. I'm wondering what that does.
I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to talk to AF about that. So I know there's crawl, I know there's swim. Like I said, there's sit and there's lay is my understanding.
Okay.
Right now we have these 2. We can look at doing the others if needed. It's like I said, the reason we're even discussing this right now is because of the fact that it got brought up. You bring something up, guess what? We're going to talk about it. So yep. All right. The head broke, I see. Okay. There you go, Riley. All right. Okay. So the only other thing that I kind of have on my agenda to talk about but aside from the upcoming event is the ACO Talk Channel. By the way, up until the last few days, I wanted to tell you guys, wow, you guys are doing amazing. You're literally leaving that channel just for actual in-game talk. We are going to vote on it, but I'm going to actually do a poll in ACO Talk, just so you know. Sorry, I should have said that. Because right now it's hard for me to say. I mean, it sounds like overwhelmingly everybody wants it, but I also want to give a chance to those that couldn't be here due to other commitments today. So yeah, I'll put that on there. And that's what I will always do. And I'll give you guys 24 hours because right now our Australian friends, aside from like Dan, we do have other players that are Australian. They're sleeping. So let's give everybody a chance. And Taryn, that's
I'm
right.
Darren.
I forgot. Taryn's here. Thank you for being and welcome to your first player of the month. And welcome to ACO. I'm sorry I haven't really had a chance to talk to you. Usually I'm all over new players and talk to them, but obviously it's been a rough few days for us. So hopefully starting next week, I'll be back more. All right, so ACO Talk, you guys, like I said, you guys have been doing great, keeping that channel really clear, and it's really important. How many of you have died and posted in there and asked for someone to help you find coordinates or asked for, can somebody help me get back to where I was? I see it a lot. Yep. See, it happens. Now, how would you feel if you did that and then somebody came in and started talking about something random and then all of a sudden a whole conversation happens and nobody ever saw your post? It happens. It actually has happened the last couple days. They did, exactly. So please, guys, please, if it's not about game talk or something very specific about ACO talk, put it in off topic. And that even means discussion of pranks. Did pranks happen on the server? Yes, they did. But what's happening is a prank picture gets posted and then a whole conversation goes on about it. You guys aren't doing anything wrong because I see how it's tied to it, but it does eat up a ton. I think it was yesterday I did a ping, or it was this morning, one or the other. And I said, guys, let's try to leave the channel open a little bit for people to get the ping. I think it was last night. And instantly, like, people just started talking about random stuff. And I'm like, I literally just said, guys, leave the channel open, because you get a ping and then you go to look like a couple hours later. And it's like, if you have to scroll through like a ton of stuff, you give up. I do it all the time. It happens to me on Patreon or other places all the time. I'm like, I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. So please try to keep things on off topic, even some things that are ACO related, meaning something like prank wars. If you guys are, doing the pranks, I mean, yeah, it's like posting a picture, which, would be great if that was the end of it, but it's not. It's causing a lot of chat. Every line of chat pushes the other stuff further up that people can't see. When someone died and seriously needs somebody to hop on the server and help them, it gets lost in chit chat over pranks. And I'm only using pranks as an example. Go ahead.
Blue.
Yeah.
I know. If somebody for some reason misses a ping in Discord, if you go to the top right near the minimize button and the question mark, there's an inbox then where you can view your mentions and unreads.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See,
So
I did not
that's
know
a
that.
nice little tip.
Yeah, it's a nice tip, but like I said, it doesn't change at all what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I know.
please, yeah. And again, like I said, as far as complete off-topic stuff, you guys have done amazing. I mean, like 100% turnaround from where we were a few months ago before we changed it to ACO Talk versus just Jen. You guys truly have done a great job. The stuff that we're seeing right now that is kind of still clogging up is actual ACO stuff. It is, like I said, the pranks is just an example. There's lots of stuff, but it's funny and I love seeing it, but let's do it on off topic because it does cause conversations. Like I said, when you have a post that causes conversations, it can eat up. I'll go back and not look for like an hour for whatever reason. And it's like you have 250 new things to look at. That's a lot. You guys don't realize how a conversation can literally do that. Yeah, so if the mascot and things like that, it's like if you want to say, hey, ping me, oh, the mascot split in half again, which it happens, that's okay, put it in there. We don't need long conversations. If someone is like, well, he always does this and it becomes a conversation, take that off topic. Just take it there. You can start a conversation in one channel, and if it becomes like an actual conversation, take it to off topic, okay? Because somebody might actually be, like I said, have just died and now their stuff is way up in there. All right, does anyone have any, and again, I'm not coming to you like with this one like you guys aren't doing a good job. You're doing a great job, like really a great job with this. Let's just kind of add to that and say even conversations that are like ACO related in-game conversations, let's also try to move those over to off topic as well. And I did see someone suggest maybe having a channel for things like that. Put that in idea channel. And again, it's one of those things, just like everything else, we have to see the need for it. If there's a need for it, of course. If there's not, if we can keep the ACO Talk channel clear enough that we don't need it, then we don't need it. Honestly, the less channels, the better. And I'm sure a lot of you are starting to really feel that way. I remember ACO 2 years ago only had like 5 channels total. It wasn't very much. We didn't have memes and images. We didn't have any of that. And everything got put into Gen. And so everything got lost. Like it just, you'd get swallowed up. I'm sure, Dusty, you remember those days?
I do.
Yeah.
I
where
remember those days.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're doing great, guys. Like, we are evolving beautifully. We really are. The server itself is evolving beautifully. Like, we have so many great members and everyone works together. And even this size, I still can tell players we are built on trust. And we are. We have that. Even with this many active players, you guys respect and trust each other and you show support and you show love. And that's something that is so unique to us. It really is. For those of you that have played on other servers, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's very, very unique. ACO, we are our own breed. We're our own everything. And I love this. I love our family. Now, saying that, I want to say thank you to you guys. This past week has been incredibly hard for Riley and I. Actually, a few days leading up to my father passing away, it was really hard. And some of you knew that because I said things like, I've had to be on very long calls. I've had to do this and that. And it's just been really tough. And, you know, it's like the support that you guys have shown, not just myself, but Riley and shown, you know, over on AC as well. I saw those builds. Oh my gosh. I actually, for those of you that were part of those builds, I had to leave in the middle because I was crying. It got to me. It made me really emotional. Just seeing, you know, the fact that you guys took the time to do stuff like that and to show the support to us just means the world to myself and Riley. You guys are our family. We have some IRL family, of course we do, but you're our chosen family. And chosen family to me means so much more than blood. With blood, you don't know what you're going to get, right? You didn't ask for that sibling. You didn't ask for that crazy aunt or whatever. It's different. But when you choose your family, I chose you guys. I chose each one of you guys to be part of my blood, to probably be part of my spirit and to be part of me. And I could not have chosen anyone better. Like, you guys seriously got us through that. And Riley and I have talked about that because the last few days have just been incredibly hard. And there's a lot that goes with that. And you'll find out more about that as time goes on. But it's been really hard and a lot of crying by me, a lot of crying by Riley. And my eyes are sweating. Yeah. A lot of crying and to glance over and see these positive messages and the blank of the day. Thank you, Soul. I understand Soul talked to AF about making sure it was okay to post in there. And just like I mentioned in my message last night, I didn't comment on it the first day because I couldn't comment on it the first day. I was bawling my eyes out reading them and I couldn't even get through them all. I had to stop and I had to wait and just collect myself and go back and read them because each message is that important. Each heart, each, you know, message of support and caring is that much. It means that much, not just to me but to Riley. Riley's not very good at saying these things. She, you know, doesn't really want to. She won't be really addressing this as much, but just know it's also from her because you guys are her family. You're her siblings. You know, you're the people that she talks to and goes to, and you know, she needed that. I needed that, and so please, from the bottom of our hearts, just know we appreciate and we thank you. All right. All right. So that being said, all that's out of the way. Let's talk about a couple things coming up. We've got, what day did I tell you? I haven't put it in the calendar yet because I wanted to make sure that you guys are all good with the date, but September 26th, ACO Survival Games. Who's in? Who wants to do this? Who has been looking forward to this for over a year, Dusty?
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah, I know for a
Me.
fact, Dusty, this was actually Dusty's idea. And this goes way maybe almost 2 years now, right, Dusty?
Can I talk? Can I just tell the quick story real quick?
Sure, go for it. Yep, this is you. Tell 'em.
So, this idea came about because this was back in the Atlantis days, and I vividly remember this. I was in Atlantis, and I think at the time, and Blue was discussing, hey, what are some events that we could do? But this was back in the revival era of ACO, and then my first idea, I think I don't know, because I like Redstone. I figured some kind of Redstone event, but of course that was unpopular because there's not very many of our players are Redstone people per se. But the next idea, a light basically came on in my head, and then I said, "What about Hunger Games?" And then that's how this idea started.
Yep. And for whatever reason, I don't know why we never did. It's one of those things we talked about and talked about and talked about. And I think we just needed to set the date, and that's what we've done. We set the date. So Dusty and I will work together on getting the event finished being set up. And for those of you, I'm going to have to make a channel for this because it's going to need a channel because I need to know who all wants to participate in it. If you commit to participating in it, you need to be there because you're going to be given a spot. You guys will be randomly TP'd to a spot, and that will be your starting point. So this is a one-day event. It's not something that's going to go multiple days. It's a one-day event. I don't know how long it's going to take. It could be 30 minutes. It could be 3 hours. I don't know. So it's one of those things that if you want to commit to it, check the day. You have plenty of notice. Check the day. Make sure that it's something that you can do that day. And then if you commit, do your best to be there. And if you don't, it's one of those things too. We're going to have a sign up deadline. And that's it. Once it's that deadline passed, it's Saturday. Yeah, the 26th. Once that deadline passes, you're not going to be able to sign up after because again, we have to have these spots. It has to be very planned out ahead of time. With this event will be recorded. I'm going to be recording for the first time. Like AF, I believe, is going to be in like a spectator mode and recording it as well, maybe even streaming it. So he'll probably be in a vanish more mode so that he can just record it and show it from, that perspective. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I will, like I said, I'm going to make a channel. I'll put in more information. Solos, it is a very solo. You're not working together. This is an individual thing. Of course, the winner will win. Yeah, we always give great prizes here. We're big on prizes.
The winner will win.
What's that?
The winner will win.
The winner will win. I'll say that, but just the winner. But anyway, but don't stream it, please. Why not stream it? What's your question? Oh, because of you're right. That would give an unfair advantage. So I'll tell you what, very smart. We will not stream it. We will just we will be recording it though.
Okay.
So, we'll record it and put it on our channel.
That makes sense.
AF even said he would put it. Yeah, I don't want to get stream sniped.
That's my idea. I had the same idea.
Yeah. So and I've seen you guys do that even when we're just playing Fortnite. So so what we'll do is we record it. But AF even said it would go on his channel as well. So we're definitely going to start getting a lot of the recording and stuff and doing some streaming. Not this event, obviously. Now that makes perfect sense. We won't stream this event, but we are going to start really getting that stuff going. I've also started recording birthday builds, not during the party themselves, because as you guys know, I can't really turn off chat for that. But I also did recordings of the last 2 birthday builds before they were shown, and I'm going to start posting that stuff as well. So
Meet a Minecrafter is coming soon.
That's the next thing. Okay, one more thing before we close out, guys. Meet a Minecrafter comes out in 5 days. 5 days. I love to call this segment Meet an Autcrafter, but it's Meet a Minecrafter. And as for some of you that don't know, last February, Valentine's Day specifically, Mojang flew out to AF's house. out in the middle of a horrific snowstorm. And they interviewed him. They interviewed him at his house. They had a camera on him while he was in the car driving. They even went out to eat to Wacky Wings, as a lot of you know is his favorite thing in the world. They interviewed the kids. They showed the kids eating. Like, they literally followed him around for an entire day, and they saw all the stuff that he does. And what's that? Oh, maybe we'll have to look into something like that. But anyway, okay, that sounds good. Just Whiskers, we're almost done. Okay, so basically they did that. They recorded everything, and they made a mini documentary. For those of you that have seen the Meet a Minecrafter series, it's huge. It's a lot of fun. It really showcases stuff. I believe we are the first one that, not just because usually they focus on an individual person. They did that with us as well. It's obviously AF as the Meet the Minecrafter, but he really turns this into a about Autcraft. So, and ACO. In fact, you guys remember that day? Remember, guys, we actually talked emojing twice that day. For those of you that were around, they came in our call. They were blown away with us. You guys remember what was his name? The director,
Harold.
Harold the director, yeah, or Harold the camera guy. I don't remember what it was. I think
Yeah.
Harold the director, and then we had Adele, and they were awesome. So, oh, that's too bad you guys weren't here. We literally got to talk directly to Mojang. Yep, Adele, not that Adele.
No.
Different Adele. But anyway, it was a very cool experience. It feels like forever. Doesn't that literally feel like forever ago?
It feels like 2
Oh my
years now.
gosh. To me, it feels like exactly. It feels like 2 years ago. It was actually just February. So, but anyway, it's set to come out. This is going to be very big for Autcraft. Anything that is big for Autcraft right now, guess what? Is big for ACO. How much they're going to talk about ACO in it, I don't know. Like I said, mostly it's about AF. He did tie in, made sure it was really a lot about AC as a whole. We are AC as a whole. We are encompassed in that. So it's gonna be big. Now, with me saying that, for those of you that are staff on AC, or not staff, doesn't even matter. You guys try to put in some time there, and I say that because they need the help. As you guys are about, and I'll tell you guys, I'll trust you guys with something here, and just so you know that the others don't really know yet. You're gonna find out here at Player of the Week. APL had to step down. APL has a lot of things going on IRL, and needs to, for his own mental health and stuff, to do some real big work on himself. And in order to do that, he has to just completely cut ties with a lot of things right now so that he can focus on himself, which is what we want. We want this. This way he can come back and be even better, and he can come back to us stronger and able to do some stuff. The last year has been extremely hard, very, very hard. And I'm not just talking about 2020, just the last year as a whole. As a lot of you know, there's been server stuff. And it's just been a very, very, very hard year. And all of that just kind of got really hard. And so APL's focusing on himself right now and getting help. And that is 100% what we need. So we're positive. We're friends with APL. APL is still one of my closest friends. Everything's going to be fine. AC is going to be fine. But it's definitely a time where if you guys are able to be over there and just try to help out, especially if you have a rank, especially if you're a helper or a senior helper, or an admin. I don't think there's any other admins in the call right now, but it's just a time to really try to step up and be there to give AF that break. Right now, he's sitting in.
It's unfortunate, but I want what's best for APL.
Exactly. And he'll be back. It's not permanent.
Yeah.
It's just he needed to do this so he could. He was trying to do both at the same time, trying to be here, trying to get his own help, and it was just too much at once. So we told him, focus on yourself. Just please focus on yourself, and that's what he's doing. So, yep. If you guys have his head, hang on to it. It's not, like I said, it's not forever. He'll be back. It's just he needs this time, and unfortunately, we don't know how much time that is. And so right now, the best thing to do is just kind of step down so that players aren't continually saying, "Why is he still on break?" As you guys know, he's been on break, but he still tries to be here, and that's the hard part. Is he felt like, I'm on break, I'm letting them down. No, you're not. You're taking care of yourself. But that's a hard thing to balance. So right now, we're like, hey, focus on you. You'll be back when you can. So Again, you don't need a rank to help out though. If you guys are on, you guys ACO members are automatically looked up to. You guys know that. The younger Autcrafters love you guys. They cannot wait till the day they're old enough to be an ACO, things like that. So if you're able to be over there and you're able to kind of pitch in, and you hear arguments, you hear the younger kids fighting, and you try to step in and say, hey guys, let's not do that. What's going on? Let's talk about this. And that is actually how people do get ranked on AC. I don't know. A lot of people think it has to do with the time you put in or who you know and stuff. And it's not at all. It really comes down to what we see, the behaviors that we see. If you're helping, put out fires, like what meaning like players are fighting and you're over there, trying to assist them and you're doing these things and you're not ranked, guess what? You're going to get yourself ranked. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. So again, I'm not saying don't play on ACO. Of course, play here, have your normal fun, do the things you guys normally do. But if you have extra time and you want to put in that over there, just know right now it's very appreciated, is what I'm saying. All right. So did I miss something in chat? I saw something about yeah, and right now, just a heads up, AF is putting in roughly 20 hours a day. He's on from about 5 a.m., 4:45, 5 a.m. until sometimes midnight. And that doesn't mean he takes breaks during the day. Like it means like he'll ask me, do you mind watching for 45 minutes so I can go shower and stuff? And it's like, yeah, that's how much time he's putting in. And it's been going on. APL's been on break now almost 11 weeks. So it's been going on for a very long time. And now, of course, we've just kind of had that determination that it's going to keep going on until we can do something about it. So, yeah. So just, yeah, be a little patient, if you see something over there, offer to help him out if you can. If you're, for those of you, especially staff members, let them know, hey, I'm going to be on the next hour. If you want to go shower, you want to go take a break or go take a walk or something, just get away from your desk for a minute.
I have a challenge for everyone here. If we can be on at least 30 minutes a day, everyone on this call can get 30 minutes a day in if they can. That would help out a lot.
It would help a lot. And that's one of the things that people don't realize. If you're only on for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and people are like, oh, that's not worth it to go on. Yes, it is. It's very worth it. Like I said, it's very worth it. So
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers, exactly. That, and just it's accumulative. So 15 minutes, 30 minutes might to you guys not seem like a big deal, but if each of you do it, we got a lot more coverage on that server. And that helps because AF is watching AC console, ACC console, ACO console, because this past week I've not been on much. It's a lot to take in. If you don't need something from AF that has to do with ACO, please don't ping him and ask stuff right now. And I've told a few of you guys that. Let him be over there. Let him take care of what he needs to do over there. If it means you might wait over here a little bit longer, that's okay. There's really nothing. If there's something emergent, ping admin in general, and we'll all see it. But just be patient. Don't try and involve him in little bickering things that he doesn't need to be part of right now. Just let him focus on doing the huge job he has of AC. AC, as you guys know, has 24/7 coverage. We make a point of that. We don't just, some servers rely on plugins. They'll say, oh, well, our players are safe due to plugins. And it's like our server is safe due to we have human eyes watching 24/7. And we do. You guys know there's times I've had to get up at 2 a.m. to cover. There's times I've had to get up in the middle of the night to cover, if Sadie wasn't feeling well or something. These are the things that we do to make sure that you guys, and I say you guys because you're all AC players, but it's things that we do just to really help out and be a part and to make sure that every player in Autcraft is safe, because that's what we, that's why PC Magazine put us as the safest place on the internet, and that's why we go above and beyond. All right, so does anybody have any questions? I don't want ideas submitted in this call. What is Meta Minecrafter? Meta Minecrafter is a segment that Mojang does. It's actual Mojang, who is the Mojang, obviously is the creator of Minecraft. So it's Mojang's game. It's their company, exactly. So they do a series. If you go on the Mojang YouTube page, you'll see it. They do a whole series, and it is like many. It's like many the only way to really describe it is like a mini documentary about that person.
It's on the Minecraft YouTube channel, actually.
It's on the Minecraft YouTube channel. Yep, it's the official channel.
It can be around 10-15 minutes, I'd say.
Anywhere they kind of, it just depends on the one. They're at different lengths. They told AF this was by far like the best one they've ever done. Like, just with the how one little game impacts so many lives, and you guys know that firsthand. What is it I always say about ACO? Minecraft is a very small part of ACO, right? Why is that? It's because it's the community. It's the support that we give each other, that make up ACO. Minecraft itself is just a small part of that. So, and that's what EAF is showing, that, if you guys follow me on Twitter, what's my big hashtag? More than a game. And we are more than a game. We're a community, and we are a support system for everyone. So, all right. Does anyone have any specific questions regarding anything we discussed today? Can we also vote the crawl? Yeah, do you guys want the crawl? Do you guys want that plugin to just be completely opened with the crawl, the swim, all of it with the lay? We can, okay.
Yes.
I will make sure that is part of that. Hold on. There was another Buddy. Did Buddy have something?
I have a question about the survival games.
Okay, go for it.
So is it the kind where there are chests and you go loot the chest, or is it the kind where you get resources and you make your own armor and weapons?
It's going to be a little bit of both.
Okay.
Part of the Hunger Game thing is it had, remember, the big cornucopia, and then you have some things will be there, but it's not going to be enough for everyone. So it's definitely going to be something that you'll fight to get, or you stay far away from and you make your own. One thing, and I wanted to ask, since we have so many people on the call, this is another aspect of it, is, do you feel each person should be able to pick one thing to take with them?
I would say no, because someone might have like a super duper.
Yeah.
Well, no. It would be
Ben has his.
Like, no, it wouldn't be something.
I'm not going to participate, but yes, I get your point, buddy.
It wouldn't be something like they get to bring an item with them. It would be like it's like each person can choose one thing. Because you remember in the movie
like
itself, they were exactly. It'd be like more like, what is your, like, let's say Dusty's like, I want an axe, and you're like, I want a sword, and someone else is like, I want a stack of food. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, do you guys feel each person should be able to bring, or not bring, because you wouldn't be able to choose what is on it, but more like be able to say, I want this, and maybe you guys would each start with, let's say, a stone thing, like a stone axe or something, just to give you that little edge. You might think it's worth it to have the sword. Someone else might think it's worth it to have the axe. Someone else might think it's worth it to have the pickaxe. So, or, you know what I'm saying? Or we can do not at all, where everyone literally just starts.
I have a question.
Okay, hold on one sec. Let's really quickly decide this. What are you, and we can talk about it in the channel, but what are you guys' thoughts instantly on that? Is it
I think it would be better just to have everybody go in the same equal.
Just go in the same.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my thought too. But again, it's one of those, I wanted to bring it up to you guys, because in the movie it kind of does both, so it's like, what do we want to do?
Oh, I've never watched them.
Oh, it's actually a really good series.
My questions are quick, I promise.
Okay, go for it.
So the first one, so is teaming like going to be like you get kicked out of the game, or will it be like the Hunger Games where you can, but it's not really safe because your teammate could betray you?
There are no teammates. Teammates.
Because just in the movie, there are no teammates, but people sometimes form temporary alliances to get
through
the games.
That is up to you guys if you do that. That's 100% up to you guys. Just like in the movie, it's, there's advantages to that and there's disadvantages to that.
It's kind of like Big Brother in a way.
Well, so it's kind of like, your person you team with could instantly turn on you and kill you.
And like Big Brother, when you make an alliance with one, they could turn your back on you and just in the house.
Well, that's the whole point.
Question is also super quick. Okay. It's just, can we use, because we're having new inventories, could we use like lava or TNT if we, find it and craft it?
If you find it, you're able to do it. And the island will actually be prepped for things like that. Well, TNT, I don't know how you would do that.
Sand, gunpowder, super easy. Literally find
okay, that if you can do that, you can. That's the whole point. Is you have to try to, quickly before you engage in PvP, you have to quickly be able to set traps and do, and create and make whatever you can in a very small amount of time. It's literally a survival game. So yeah, whatever you're able, there's no off limits if you can craft it. And you have to make your own crafting table. So like, if you can craft it and you can do it, you can use it in the game. So
Officers can't get netherite.
does that make sense? Does everyone understand how that works? Okay. So like I said, keep your eye out. I won't be today. Maybe
And what
tomorrow I'll
about-
have that channel up.
What about using mods like minimap and all that?
Oh, mini maps have to be, that's another thing. Has to be turned off. Has to be turned off. And that's, you guys know our servers based on what? What are we big on? Trust. And so if we find out somebody isn't, or we find out someone didn't, then you'll be removed from the game. So did Buddy ask another question?
I need.
Hold on one
I
second.
want a quick I need to. I have a quick question about mini maps. Is it just the radar, like being able to see where players are, or do you have to turn off the whole mini map?
You have to turn it off completely, because even seeing things like animals on it, or it will
but
give a
but that's
100%.
radar. Okay.
Yeah, it
Well,
just has to. For this, you can turn it right back on as soon as it's over. Like, it's literally just for the event.
Okay.
You can see the land around you too, and
You can. That's just it. Exactly. You'll know how close you are to water if you see it on your.
And no like combat like
Mhm.
HUDs, none of that.
Yeah, and I'll go over all that when we get closer about the specifics of if you choose
I
to
don't even know
participate in
why
it.
we're discussing it in Player of the Month, though. It's
Well,
really...
we're not. We're done. It's just, I think, because everyone's excited, and this is a great chance when we're all together. But like I said, give me till like tomorrow. I'll get the channel up. We'll have a channel where it
Okay.
can be just discussed, and then we'll have a channel where you can actually sign up. Does that sound good, guys?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Does anyone else have any other very specific questions? We've got Player of the Month
Martin
coming
had
up.
a question.
Okay. What's up?
And Martin's question was, can she die to end it?
You can die to end
Player
the.
of the Player
Oh,
of the Month.
well, no. And the reason why is, what do we not do at Player of the Month, guys?
Die.
We don't die here.
Die.
Please don't die. We do not die at Player of the Month. So it's one of my few requests for you guys. I love the /slit. I think this is like the first time in a long time you guys have actually been right here sitting. This is a long Player of the Month. I apologize. I was really trying to keep it under an hour.
Yeah, in the middle we should have like a carpet, like in blues, like in a chair, like circle time.
Circle
Wait,
time, everybody. I have
Excellent.
views.
Have that.
All right.
Can we?
So,
can we make that?
just Whiskers, did you say you had something you wanted?
Why?
I've been waiting for this my heart's racing a bit because I'm so excited to do this.
Okay.
There we go.
Wait a minute, Dusty, do you want to do your outro really quick?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. This has been quite a bit of a longer Player of the Month, but hopefully you've all still enjoyed watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit here. Remember, rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next content. Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.